Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is the year 2024, and this year's Call of Duty is being developed by Treyarch. You heard that right, Treyarch. They are most notably known for their Spider-Man movie trilogy video game for the PS2, but have since chosen to step back to work on a smaller indie game. You may have heard of it. And boy, do I get to tell you that this year, they're making yet another one. It will be 4 years in development for this game. So there's a lot at stake for this 3-man developer team. Will the game live up to the hype? Will the game win over the hearts of the players? And will they finally reclaim their throne as the best Call of Duty developer known to mankind? Find out on tonight's episode of Clam Round. It's a brand new year, which means it's a brand new chance to make things new, start fresh, and to set new goals and expectations for yourself. I know I have plenty of that for myself. And with every new year comes, you guessed it, a brand new Call of Duty. Now, be it that I've played Call of Duty for the past 13 years, this ain't nothing but par for the course. However, this year does seem to yield a tad bit more excitement from me, and I think I can say a lot more people in the COD community. And honestly, I think our excitement is pretty valid considering the past few years of Call of Duty, which I actually cannot believe the past few years have been like this, man. No wonder we're so excited for Treyarch to come back. And as much as I have my doubts, and man, I have a lot of them, I honestly think they're going to pull it off. I think Treyarch and Activision are fully aware of the state of Call of Duty, and they know it's seriously going to hurt them if we have a 4th year in a row of this state of Call of Duty. And because of that, I seriously think that for some people, this could be their last straw. If this isn't great, this is their last chance to win over the gamers. Now, yes, so we've established that this year is a big year for Call of Duty. But what does that mean? More specifically, what is it going to take for Treyarch to make Call of Duty big this year? How do they win confidence, innovation, and respect? Well, what do you mean by that?
I'm glad you asked.
Now, I do think that these 3 topics have a lot of crossover when it comes to the things I'm about to talk about. However, I do think that it's a bit of a radar graph when I get to describing what I mean. Let's talk about confidence. I think when Call of Duty is at its best, it's when they aren't exactly coddling their player base. And what I mean by that is sticking to the dark and gritty. I don't exactly mean like color-wise in terms of dark and gritty, but more so the theme of the game. Like when it's able to take itself seriously and joke around at a good ratio. I'd say like 80% serious, 20% silly. Treyarch has had a history of stylizing their games, so much so that it just like exudes confidence and the confidence they have in their art team and their product as a whole. However, in a perfect world, there are no different skins in the game that make it so that it strays away from the theme of the game, which is war, rising up to the Call of Duty. That's why it's called Call of Duty anyways. It can be in the future, it can be in the past, it can be modern, but I think the most important thing is it needs to be mature in its setting. And I think that's something that's really beautiful about Call of Duty. We've learned that it doesn't have to be just set in the past. It just has to send out that same message. It just has to be mature and not add any of these damn fucking dances or like Nicki Minaj skins. Like no more operators. Like I hate operators, and I know so many people that do. Treyarch should be confident enough in their ability to make a good game that doesn't need any of these silly skins and shit. Obviously, that's not really gonna happen. However, I think that if they water it down a bit and keep things to a minimum in terms of those microtransactions, I believe we'll enjoy it. Since Call of Duty has become more popular, they are looking for things to make more eyes that are on the game, and vice versa. It kind of works the opposite way as well. Call of Duty got rid of that niche that made it Call of Duty. It's not a niche anymore. However, I believe that they can regain that niche by not watering down the main part of the game like they have been doing for these past few iterations. Something that I believe Treyarch has done so much better each iteration of Call of Duty is innovate and not keep things the same for each iteration. And that's how I think they can grow their niche, as opposed to keeping it cookie cutter and watered down for a large audience. I spoke in another video about why I think Treyarch exudes confidence in their art style and the way they don't make their stuff watered down and cookie cutter looking. It sticks out. Like I said, Treyarch is definitely really good at innovating their games based off the past iteration. Things like the pick 10 system in the multiplayer, to the buildables and zombies, and the branching storylines in the campaign, as well as the map design and the art style. They've really made some iconic games. However, these past few Treyarch games have arguably been the weakest ones if we're considering World at War through Black Ops 3. However, I just think they really need to go back to the drawing board and say to themselves, all right, we need to get these players back. We need to show them that this is the game they want to be playing. We need to make something that just oozes style and confidence. Here's something I would love to see when booting up zombies.
You start on the first map. You spawn in almost entirely in a blacked out room with nothing but your 1911 and a flashlight. No text on the screen, no directions, no minimap, no compass, no annoying people talking on your walkie telling you exactly what's going on, just you and your gun. You walk down this hallway that you spawned in, but you can barely see enough to get through the door at the end of the hallway. You get through the door, and at the end of the room, you see a panel that has small sparks coming from it, like sparking like once a second or something. You walk over to it, and a prompt comes up on screen. Hold X to turn on power. Once you turn it on, the lights above you flood the room with an amber light, and zombies are just surrounding you in troves. As soon as the lights fully turn on, you see a tally mark that slowly fades in at the bottom of your screen, and you hear,
boom, dude. That would be so actually insane, dude. That would be insane for this new era of zombies, man. Look, y'all can give me the royalties later, man. That would be so fucking sick. It doesn't have to be exactly like that, but it's just something I thought of like off the cuff, you know? I thought of it while I was at work one day. I was like, damn, that'd be sick as fuck. Just make it a way to differentiate this one from the rest, you know? I think it's a lot about presentation, and that's where Treyarch shines. They could also do things like update the perks and their abilities, like make fucking double tap 3.0 or something like that. Or just making the perks flow with the map design or the theme, kind of like Vulture A did with Buried. Or they could just, give the game something like light roguelike design, where it's kind of like synergizing gobblegum abilities or something like that, or like elemental explosion damage, and like you eat a gobblegum and it gives you double explosive damage. Look. Just something to stick the game out from the rest of them while also making it super fun to play. We can't just keep remastering old shit like Knocked and putting it in every Call of Duty, because it's just disrespectful to the players who have been wanting new good stuff for years at this point. And speaking of respect, man, they seriously need to treat their players with respect, or we're just not going to want to buy the game anymore. The microtransactions with all these annoying skins and all these remakes being sold at a full price fucking game cost, taking out content that's been in the game for like years, like round based in Vanguard for a fucking pause button, skill based matchmaking toned down, add a ranked mode. Just respect us as people who just spent $70 on your fucking game. Also, tell a good fucking story. Like these explosions and stuff is fine. That's kind of Call of Duty nowadays, so that's fine. But don't make it fucking 3 hours long. And please stop marvelizing these plot lines, man. Just make things make sense. I have not played campaign for Call of Duty in a long time. Probably since BO3 or like AW. Yeah, BO3 came out more recently. But I haven't felt it, man. It's not gripping anymore. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm getting older, but I would love something to draw me into every single aspect of the game like it did years ago when I first played it. That'd be sick. And I'm about to get into politics real quick. I don't know what kind of hold Xbox has over Activision because of this, purchase of that or anything like that. I don't know. But I just hope that something means that we're going to be a little less egregious with stuff like microtransactions and stuff like that. I want to love this game again. Like, I've had enough. And I'm sure a ton of other people have been feeling the same exact way. I'm pretty sure their mindset is out with the old player base, in with the new player base. They don't matter anymore. But the thing is, look, I think we matter. And I know all you guys matter. I love this game to pieces, but I just feels like I'm not being respected, man. And that's a problem. Overall, I'm excited for this year when it comes to my goals for the year. And I hope you guys have some good plans going on into this year as well. And even when it comes to Call of Duty, even though I have a lot of doubts about it, I can't help but to have that 15-year-old Clam rally, that 15-year-old Majin Dragon in the back of my head, getting excited every single year a new one comes out. Like it or not, Call of Duty's here to stay in the gaming world, but I honestly do think that they are very well aware of what they need to do in order to stay afloat. I just hope that all this time they had was spent working on different ways to innovate the game and make it a good one. Otherwise, they'll have to go back to working on their bigger and better project, Spider-Man No Way Home, the game. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. Thank you all for watching. Your boy Clambo is out of here. Happy 2024.